will now recognize Member Brown for her opening statement.
Thank you, Chairwoman Mays, for calling this subcommittee hearing. I appreciate the opportunity to discuss how technology can help law enforcement better detect, investigate, and prosecute cases of human trafficking. Human trafficking can look like kidnapping or physical force, but most human traffickers rely on means such as fraud, manipulation, or threats to force those they are trafficking into performing sex work or labor. As of January 2025, it is estimated that over 27 million people around the world were subject to human trafficking. While people of all ages and genders are trafficked, predators usually target vulnerable individuals and communities. This includes children in foster care, immigrants, and individuals facing addiction, trauma, or abuse. So strengthening our social safety net and looking at underlying causes is critical to any comprehensive effort to address human trafficking. Technology can also play an important role with so much of this illicit activity taking place on the internet. For example, artificial intelligence and other technology solutions can enhance our ability to track and trace human trafficking by targeting the very websites and online resources that traffickers use to profit from the misery of others. But even with these solutions, it is important that we keep survivors and their experience and stories at the center of our efforts to combat trafficking. Technology alone will not end human trafficking, and survivors offer knowledge and lived experience that no algorithm can provide. Survivors know what predators say, how they act, what kinds of interventions create a safe environment without amplifying harm. I look forward to hearing today about ways that responsible use of technology can strengthen solutions that truly support survivors. So yes, fighting human trafficking requires technology and resources, but it also requires law enforcement officers skilled at investigating, intercepting, and prosecuting traffickers. Yet what has this administration done? Well, it has spent this year diverting resources away from efforts to combat human trafficking, both in the United States and abroad. For example, Homeland Security agents who previously worked on human trafficking have been redeployed to supporting the president's cruel and reckless immigration agenda. That means experts on transnational crime are no longer spending their time cracking down on human trafficking rings. They are instead patrolling the streets with ICE to check the papers and harass non-violent immigrants. The backwardsness doesn't end there. The administration also abandoned the United States' role as a global leader in the fight against trafficking. In July, President Trump gutted the State's Department office to monitor and combat trafficking in persons, which has spent the past 25 years working to combat human sex and labor trafficking around the world. So not only is the Trump administration making it harder to catch traffickers, but they are also making it easier for traffickers to find and exploit victims. Flooding the streets with masked, armed men who refuse to identify themselves is incredibly dangerous and cowardly. The FBI has even issued a warning to state and federal law enforcement agencies that criminals impersonating ICE agents have carried out robberies, kidnappings, and sexual assaults. Under the Trump immigration crackdown, immigrants of all sorts, including people in this country legally, have become afraid of law enforcement. People now have to confront the question of whether they will be harassed or even deported or detained simply for reporting crimes like human trafficking to law enforcement. So ISIS mass squads pulling people off the street at random have created the kind of fear that allows traffickers to thrive. Witnesses and survivors are less likely to come forward. While I welcome this conversation on how technology can help to counter human trafficking, I am severely concerned the administration is focused on the wrong things and even making the situation worse. Effectively, preventing human trafficking requires changing the root systems that leave many people vulnerable and enable traffickers. It means prioritizing resources to investigate and catch traffickers at home and abroad and expect trafficking to magically stop. Taking away law enforcement manpower and scaring people who are already vulnerable to trafficking out of reporting suspicious activities just gives traffickers more opportunities and more prey. So I want to just say thank you to the witnesses who are here, and I look forward to this discussion about your critically important work. And with that, I yield back, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I